What's up, guys? Welcome everyone to the Sunday STOCKcast. My name is Cruz. I am the founder and head trader over at NewAgeWallStreet.com. What's up, everyone? It's good to be home. It was a nice vacation. Back home, safe and sound now from Puerto Rico with Francie and St. Lucie and the gang out there. Like I said, happy to be home. It's freaking cold as shit out here still. Hey, Simpson. I already want to go back. It's definitely trader heaven out there in Puerto Rico. Market open was at 10:30. The office was literally 5 minutes on an electric scooter ride away from the beach. You can ride a scooter over there, and yeah, obviously you guys know the stuff with the taxes and everything like that. So It was a great time. Definitely lots learned. Great to network with other people and stuff. My trusty assistant here, Darian, also got to go with me as well, which was really awesome. I'm glad that he was able to go along with me, but glad I could be back. I apologize. I kind of lagged last week. Oh, lots of thick women everywhere too. If you're into that, oh my goodness, bro. Uh, it was beautiful. Um, Anyways, sorry I couldn't make it last week for the STOCKcast guys. By the time the jet lag was kicking my butt, and then by the time we set everything up and everything, it just wouldn't work. And then also the monitors there. If you guys seen the way that I did the TGIF stream, you know that there's four vertical monitors there, and it just didn't work right. Like I apologize. Um, But like I said, happy to be back on schedule here, guys. I do want to plan on some other trips throughout the year. I'll keep you guys informed. So just in case any of the schedules change or anything like that. Um, Other than that, just announcements, guys. First and big announcement: we are now partnered with Cobra Trading and Cobra Venom by Cobra. So just to let you know a little bit about that. So Cobra Trading is based in Texas. They are cleared through Wedbush, which is absolutely awesome. They have the best locates if you trade small caps, and they hook you up with platform fees and commissions and things like that if you sign up. So make sure if you do sign up, I know a lot of you guys are tired of the whole Webull and Robinhood fiasco stuff. So go sign up with the real broker, get you some level 2 market data over at Cobra. That is at least a $27,000 limit minimum on the Cobra side. On the Venom side, you could sign up with a $5,000 limit if you're over 23 years old. If you're under 23, it's a $3,000 minimum, and it clears through Interactive Brokers, who is great. Workstation is really nice, the platform that Interactive Brokers has. But as a bonus, you could actually use DAS now. You could use DAS through Venom and Interactive, which is absolutely awesome because then you get the customer service from the guys in Texas, from the same Cobra guys, and they help you out with everything that you need. The other day on my live stream, we did like a little fun thing where I did an instant message to them, and I bet them that they would answer within a minute. And it was actually a little over a minute. It was a minute and a half, and because they said they were just getting out of a meeting. But I know guys that were waiting on the phone for 2 hours to talk to Schwab and E-Trade and stuff when they were having problems with their executions and everything like a week or two ago. So if you guys are looking for a new broker, you want to be treated right, please go check out Venom and Cobra Trading, especially that since they're a little bit smaller, they're based in Texas. It gives me that type of reassurance, that I'm going to get someone that is going to take care of me. And also, like, if something goes wrong, they actually have an office you could go to, like, to be able to speak with them and everything. If you're with TD Ameritrade, where the heck are you going to go to, take your concerns? No one's going to care. They're too big, right? So that is number one there. We are partnered with Cobra Trading and Venom. If you have any questions additional to that, as far as the way things would work, if you transfer your account over, don't be afraid to email me or send me a DM like on Twitter or anything. And so the second part is also we still have the $2.99 lifetime membership going on. I pasted the link here up above in the chat if you want to come and if you want to sign up with us. There's some brand new members that signed up already on it that are doing pretty well just this last week since I put it on like on Thursday. So definitely welcoming the new members. We want you to not just take Wall Street bets. We want you to learn how to be successful and actually doing some technical analysis, some fundamental analysis, and be constantly successful. And you're not just throwing darts in the dark, trying to get lucky. So make sure you take advantage of that. All right. All right. So how was everyone's weekend? How was everyone's trading week this last week? Things got a little bit volatile this last week. A lot of people found out that stocks don't only go up. That was kind of nice. So a little bit of a reality check. How do you look at option historic charts and not just the same day? What do you mean? So I'm going to kick you guys over here to my Thinkorswim. There you go. That brightens me up a little bit. So let's do this. So let's see here. So like you're talking about, like if I were to come over here, let's do like Tesla, for instance, right? So Tesla, like if I want to come over here and look at like, we'll do some at the money type options here, right? Here we go. So if I come and do calls, we'll do, actually let's do some puts. So if I do these ones, do copy, and then I come to charts, and then if I come right here, so if I put the bigger time frames on here, like these have only been good here for 223 is when they started showing. So right here. So this is the 26th, 25th. Yeah, 25th, 24th, 23rd. I think it only gives you that. So that's, yeah. So it only gets you like that. So is that what you're talking about? Yeah. So I know a lot of people had a little bit of a hard time last week. I was actually enjoying it. So, like I say, you could give me a trend, up, down, barrel roll. It doesn't matter. Just give me a trend and I could trade it. So none of this sideways action. Sideways action sucks, especially for us as options traders. You will definitely get eaten up on it. So maybe if you do like monthlies, like that would be better. Like because this is just a weekly right here. So if you do like a monthly, let me see. Back to trade. I've never actually tried going. I never needed to go back further. So the monthly would be March 19th. And again, we have to scroll forever. Yeah, so it doesn't go any further than that. I don't know. 7 green days out of the last 8. Yeah, dude, awesome, bro. I'm glad you're able to capitalize on those. I called out our trades. I called out our trades in the room for all the members. I called out the levels that we're looking at, and everything played out pretty well, especially on the SPY. And I was playing Tesla all week. Just nailing and bailing, and I did really good with that. So, you just gotta nail and bail. Like I said, you can't marry these tickers right now with the way the volatility is. And just to let you guys know and show you, I don't know if you guys have checked, but futures are up right now. So futures are up 383 so far. We'll see what we wake up to here, but futures are a little bit gapped up and up so far. No iron condors or no straddles, no type of exotic type or more than one leg type option plays. We strictly just buy calls and puts and just play the momentum off of them. Mostly in my room. There's a lot of guys that also sell and buy covered calls and credit debit spreads and things like that. So yeah. One of the guys in my room here, he's asked if March is usually a bear market. Last year it was. I mean, if you guys want to, take a look last year, on the last year right here, this definitely that was when COVID came in, right? And so the Darian had done some research as well and said that after a presidential election, generally it is a little bit bearish. There's some uncertainty there, and we'll have to see. There's some stuff going on behind the scenes. We'll have to see what's going on. This week will definitely be a pretty big tell if we're going to bounce or we're going to continue going further up. So like here on the SPY, so far, I like using the 4-hour chart a little bit better. So we came down to where all this volume was being done in this area, right? In this area, and we're putting more volume right here. And I have this my swing trade type indicators here. You can see this is the high volume node, the 383. So like right now, the futures are right there at that 383. It's going to have a hard time getting anything further past that. So that's where the resistance is going to be. Now to the downside, we do have room to come down to this 371 if this 380 breaks. You guys could see this gap right here, and then down to 367, and then I would love to see 350 all the way down to 350. That would be a nice little reset on everything, and not necessarily too big of a. I don't think it would be like such a huge bad thing, like, to give things some breathing time and come back and pull back and then go back up. So we'll see. None of us have a crystal ball, so we just play the price action and the trend action as it is. How do you look at option historic charts? Yep, we went over that rough last week. Yep. Yeah, like if you buy a long dated call, how can I see the highest price was and not just the prices of the same day? Yeah, I don't know how to do any of that. Maybe if you go like this, actually, dude. So if you choose a contract and you come down here. Oh yeah, it's not gonna tell, dude. So it just says 52-week IV high, IV percentile. It doesn't say necessarily the highest price that ticker has been, the option price has been. How do I use volume profile for trading options? I don't use the option chart like that. I don't use the option chart, the volume profile on the option chart. What I do is I just look at the equity, the underlying, right? And I find the support and resistance based off of the volume profile then. So any point of high volume is going to be big resistance or big support. So for instance, like if you're taking a look as far as someone call it a ticker, GME. Thank you. So like we'll do this 4-hour chart, right? How do I look for unusual options? We could go over that here in a second, brother. So I don't think this one is actually a really good. This one's going to be a really good. So kind of right here at this 144, you could see that there's this high volume node in this area, and then the volume higher here at the 100. So those are going to be your support and resistance levels. So in order for the ticker to keep on going up right here like in GameStop, it has to get over this 144, and the support is probably going to be about this $100. To give you a better example of something else, maybe like Square. Let's try Square. Here we go. Yes, this is beautiful. So right here on Square, this is big volume profile right here around in this area because all this volume that was done on this flag type setup right here, right? So this area is going to act as big resistance if the price action does get to that level. Now right here is also going to be a big area for it too from all this volume that was done here in this level. And you can see where the volume is higher right here. So this 240 is going to be a big level for it to break up against. That's your area of interest. So when this comes up to the 240, it's going to make that decision if it has enough volume to either break and continue going further up or reject against it. So this is going to be your resistance level to reject against. Now, areas of low volume are going to act as gaps or areas of low resistance. So like this little area right here, there's hardly any volume right here. So the price action, if it gets above this little area, it's gonna move pretty fast up to the 252. So between this 246 and 252, the price action is gonna spike probably right here, and that goes along with. Let's actually talk about that a little bit here right now, and then we'll get into some other tickers you guys want to talk into because these are actually ones that I'm looking at for this week that have gaps. So like WKHS. I don't know how many of you guys are keeping track of this. They lost the contract to Oshkosh for the post office, right? This last week they announced. Now I did see that that was a myth, and that they may still be in the running. I don't know exactly, but just plain technically here and looking at the technicals as far as what's going on. So using your volume profile here on this daily, you could see that the big area right here of interest is going to be around the 1650, the 1641-ish area, right? So right now, this is where like the 1693, right? So this is a huge gap right here, and then this is a big bear flag so far. Now, what I was talking about earlier, we had our member study session earlier with our just our members in the Discord chat. You guys see where this is low volume here? There's no volume that was done right here. You just have these days where this gapped up really aggressively, right? Oops, I just got an email. And so, right, if this breaks this level right here, there's $14 or so, right? This was old resistance, or excuse me, old support here as well, and it proved support right here when it bounced up. Now it's flagging against this, and if it comes up and it rejects around this this volume profile here at the 16 or so, then this is going to come and break further down. And if this starts coming down into this area, we have this big gap of volume right here. You can see where this volume that was done is nothing near what it is right here. We have a pretty big gap where this could actually move from $14 down to $5 very, very aggressively. So that's something that we're keeping on watch, especially if the market turns a lot more bearish. We'll take a look and see how we open up in the morning. Right now things are strong, but if this area starts breaking, you can see how this has a lower volume nodes right here, and these gaps for this to come all the way back down to these levels. So first area would be $10, then $7, this $5, and then even $4.05 would be your ultimate target. All right. So that's one of them, and then the other one that we were looking at that has a gap like that is no, we're not in PR no more. We got back yesterday, dude. Got back yesterday, getting used to the time change again. So getting over the jet lag, and also we had daylight savings time last night too. So yeah. Yeah, so I like looking at the volume profile on the daily and the 4-hour chart. I only like using more the volume profile for swings and for macro points of view. You could definitely use them on a smaller point of view. Like if you're playing like something like this, let's do something like this. So sometimes what will happen is like you'll get a pop up into the volume profile, the point of control from the previous day. I want this to come out. But if I do 5 minutes, how do I turn this on for each day? There we go. Well, that wasn't it. There's a way, so if someone could tell me, I know that there's a way to show the volume profile for each day instead of just one. So for one time frame. So you could come in here and do it like change where it says chart. Yeah, so that's what so I changed it today. It doesn't do it. So no big deal, dude. I believe this is where you do put it in. But whatever. So this is the way you'd see it. And so sometimes like if you see the volume profile, yeah, I did that. It didn't change it. So pivot points right here, this one. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna mess with it, but you get if you guys want to email me, I will figure it out. I know that you could come in here like where Like if you do, maybe it's like bigger days. No, so I know you can show the volume profile for multiple days though. And pretty much what happens then is that like if you have like a day like here, you could see where the volume was done on the previous day, and then on the previous day, and then when you get a pop or a resistance up into that level, then you know that it's probably going to reject there. But I like using the volume profile more for the macro. As you could tell, I don't use it quite as much for the small time frames. I don't even know how to change it for that. So so yeah. So yeah, this basically what I was saying though on the WKHS. Even if I come in, I put like the weekly chart in here, right? We start running into where this volume profile starts getting a lot more weaker right here. We have this huge gap area right here, and so we could come very quickly from this 14 all the way down to $5. So $10 obviously first, and then $5 down here. So if that breaks the downside, the other one was Zoom. I believe WKHS also has earnings this week, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. But this is also the same kind of thing here on Zoom. So Zoom has earnings this week as well. And we were kind of talking about they were kind of a benefactor of the whole COVID thing. Things are starting to open up all over the place. I think that they may give some guidance and forward-looking statements as far as that. So I think their growth will slow a little bit, and I think this is going to come down. And if it starts breaking below the support areas right here, this area of interest that I have, this gap right here, right? You see the low volume. This could get moving pretty aggressively once we break like the 350. We could get down, even like this is low volume in these areas. So we could come move back further down pretty aggressively. And then like on this daily chart. So the first area you would have is this like 260 for it to come down, right? And then the next stop would be 210, and then 200 down here. How was it meeting traders in Puerto Rico? Do they all day trade? No. Well, everyone does a lot of different strategies. Me and Darian, I could say, were the only like option scalpers. Actually, I take that back. There was some other kids too that were doing that. Zoom may be included in the S&P 500. Get out of here, dude. No way. We'll see how it does for earnings. I believe earnings is tomorrow for it. So, yep, 3-1 after the bell tomorrow. So I want to see this go and start breaking to the downside right here. So we'll see. So yeah, there's lots of different traders. As far as like swing traders, I don't think anyone is. There was a few guys that like were swinging maybe 1, 2, 3 days, but not like that's all they did and what have you. Like, there's a lot of cryptocurrency. There's a lot of kids trading crypto out there. Believe it or not, there's like, I guess there's another group out there that, there's crypto kids just making all kinds of money off of that. That's pretty big out there. But yeah, it's pretty nice. Zoom 200 EMA on the 350 on the daily. Yes, right here. So that would be your first area. This is going to be your last area of support at this area right here, this 335-ish area. And then we have this little gap, and then further down. So I like it. Did you try the lechon? I don't know what lechon is. Darian loved the mofongo, and then I thought it was bland, dude, and I kind of messed up by not getting the sauce and the steak with it. To be honest, I was kind of over the whole Puerto Rican food stuff. We went to one restaurant, dude. I ordered a shrimp cocktail. They brought me 4 shrimp on a garden salad, dude. Like on a bag salad type thing. Like it wasn't even a shrimp cocktail. I'm like, what the hell is this, dude? But yeah. So, no, I didn't see any. What was the other one? Trudasco or Tronasco or something like that. Yeah. So, Scalping strategy. So looking for areas of low volatility and for breakouts of those areas of low volatility. So like right here, this was pretty right here on this on the SPY. This just came up, flagged up right here. There's obvious resistance, and then you got this break to the downside right here. This was really nice. Bam, break. Whew. So now we got a little bit of compression. Well, almost. We haven't quite triggered as of yet, but we may start triggering this compression down at this area, this support that's been held, this 380 area. So I do like that. Maybe this 1 hour chart will show. Yep, the 1 hour chart already showing it. Cross, and then so down here in this 380 would have been a good place to swing to the upside. So we'll see. Are they still messed up with the hurricane? You could see some buildings, dude. You could see some buildings didn't quite recover and probably just got abandoned and stuff. A lot of like street signs, I don't know if Darian noticed, a lot of street signs are like bent over to the side. And I'm assuming it's from the wind and other hurricanes and stuff that have gone through there. But for the most part, man, I think that even talking to like, the guys that are from Puerto Rico that were traders there in the office with us, they feel that Hurricane Maria was, kind of a blessing in disguise. It brought a whole bunch of new money to the island. The economics, for it is just booming, dude. There's where me and Darian stayed in an Airbnb. It was a whole huge condo complex that was brand new, dude. Brand new. Luxury for out there. The building that the office was in was barely being done. Like the whole district it's like up and coming, dude. There's a lot of money being poured into there. There's a 20-year-old trader that was trading with us that was doing a $5 million Airbnb deal, dude. So lots of money going on and moving around out there, and them building and making, modernizing stuff. There are districts and parts where it's very impoverished, I would say, and it's still kind of old school. But the money that is being poured and the modernization that is going on out there is absolutely nuts. Even like the internet, dude. Like the internet, they asked us one day for us to. I think I did the study session for my room, and checking the internet, we were getting like 500 megabits per second download, 200 upload. The internet on our phones was perfect. It's nice, dude. I mean, it was really nice. Yeah. I mean, obviously, so another thing that we were told as far as like the whole hurricane thing is that the whole island didn't get beaten as bad as the news made it seem. They would see like a tumbled over tree, or a building that wasn't doing too good, and they would go and feature that. But as a whole, it wasn't necessarily like that. And obviously you could see as we went around the island too, that there's just trees that were too big for them to pick back up or whatever, so they're just laying down on their side from where they fell over. Tree stumps like that, you know what I mean? There's earthquakes there too, so like a lot of the sidewalks and stuff are cracked and all that. But honestly, it's a beautiful place, man. Everyone is so polite and nice. For the most part, most of the locals know English. So if you're worried about not knowing Spanish, it's not a big deal. So yeah. Let's see here. I'm gonna try to go back up here and answer some of the questions I missed real quick. What thick women? Yes, there was tons of thick women, bro, everywhere. Just dump trucks all over the damn place. What's up, bro? Nio tomorrow as far as earnings. Yes, sir. Nope, didn't try Lechon. Do you take implied volatility into consideration when you're trading? Can you explain it a little bit? Yes. That's a really good question, especially with the loaded earnings week that we have this week. Implied volatility, guys. Please do not take a position before earnings, trying to guess or gamble which direction, or trying to take a straddle. What direction the ticker is going to move. It's not going to work, dude. You get these the implied volatility, and basically what the implied volatility is the market makers price in the percentage amount of what the contracts are going to move or the underlying is going to move. So what happens then is when you get this implied volatility that's juiced up, right? The premium is juiced up. It's really high, expensive. They're basically pricing in the move into the actual premium. So whenever that happens, and then you take a position, you will notice that the premium does not move as volatility. That's a word I can't say, but volatility, my Mexican accent. It doesn't move as volatility as it normally would if the implied volatility wasn't that big, right? So like say like they weren't expecting for a move to happen, and some type of catalyst comes out and moves the market very aggressively, and you are already in with the implied volatility. You're going to be laughing to the bank on that type of deal. So, for instance, over here on Baba, this was a trade that I took right here. Whenever this was moving to the side right here, right, I wanted this to break this support, and then I saw that it would break the support here on this side, and I wanted it to break here to the downside, and there was a low implied volatility in this area, and so when it did break down here, I actually made pretty good money on that break because the implied volatility is low. So just keep that in mind. So if something is making a huge move, such as GameStop, right? So they've already priced the move into GameStop quite heavily as to if this is going to move very aggressively. And so even if this goes up to 200 or 300 or whatever, you're not going to will you make money? Yes, you will make money, but especially if your actual contracts are in the money as well. So, but are you going to make as much money if the implied volatility is that big? No. So there was actually a member in my room on the first run up on GME. She was getting puts because she knew that GameStop was going to come back down, right? So she was grabbing puts on GameStop for it to come back down. And even though GameStop came back down because of the time it took in order for it to come down, she actually lost on that trade. So you will notice that the theta decay does affect your position a lot more. Does affect it a lot more. I don't know what we say more. I don't want to say viciously, but it just attacks it a lot bigger whenever that happens. So so you could be right on a trade. The trade could go in your favor, but if it doesn't move very aggressively to the downside very quickly, the theta is going to get a hold of you, and the premium is so juiced up that you could be right and wrong on the trade at the same time. So you could be right on the direction, but wrong on the actual making profit, and that's really super frustrating, guys. So make sure that you're not taking you're not taking positions before earnings dates or before any type of anticipated catalyst dates, like maybe investor days, things like that, because you will get those moves priced into the premium already, and if it moves against you, you're kind of screwed. So can you still trade while there's big implied volatility? Can you still trade when there's big implied volatility? Absolutely. You could definitely trade when there's big implied volatility. You just got to nail and bail and get in and out very quickly. You can't sit there and marry that trade. Cool. Does that answer your question there, Simpson? Now, if you're like after a big move, right? So after a big move and these are juiced up, like if someone bought, I'm sure there was tons of 200 calls on this GameStop on this move up here again. If someone bought 200, if someone was selling premium with the implied volatility juiced up with those 200s, and they sold those, and then within the last week, right, is how it came down. Yeah. Oh my God, dude. Someone banked big off of selling those calls, those 200 calls right here. Someone banked big off of those, selling those, and then them coming in and expiring at zero. So you can't see them anymore because those contracts already expired. But I'm positive here the market makers or whoever was selling this 200 call premium made really good money because the implied volatility was so big. 31 flavors over there. Oh yeah, dude. There's a lot of Dominicans. There's a lot of people from New York. Bro, and my thing, I like the curly hair, bro. So there's pale women if you like them, dark skin. Very nice. On the implied volatility, not necessarily. It's not something I really look at too aggressively as far as What I actually like, I should look at, like if I like a trade, right? If I like a trade and it's going to move in my favor, I'm going to take that trade regardless because I know that I'm going to make money on it. You know, it may be $200 as compared to maybe 500 on the same exact trade, but I still made money, dude. I'm still going to be just going to take, from my support and resistance where I should take profit, and what the market gives me, I'm just going to take. I'm not going to force my will and try to get $1,000 when I'm only, getting $400 or $500 out of it. If that makes sense. But that is something I will have to include more into my trading, looking at the implied volatility and using those to my advantage. All right. That was a good question there, Simpson. I appreciate it. I worked Maria. Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's really cool, dude. Beautiful, beautiful place. It's cool to be able to go to somewhere like that without needing a passport and everything. So, very, very fortunate and blessed to be able to take that trip. What is your opinion on the stimulus bill maybe passing next week? 1,400 each individual is huge. Yeah, so especially with the whole Wall Street bets thing, I do see that a lot more money coming into the market, especially if we get those stimulus checks. I'm kind of counting on it, and we'll see maybe if we have an influx of members into the room as well, because that's what happened last year. So, yeah, that's what it's for, right? That's what it's for, is to stimulate the economy. So, we'll see. They're talking about maybe second week of March, though, of it being signed and passed. So, we'll see. Double with cheese in and out. Yeah, dude, I love In and Out. We had that. I had to ask them in Puerto Rico. I was like, you guys, weren't born in the States, because I think if you ask someone if they like Whataburger, In and Out, Shake Shack, or any of those or whatever, right? They're gonna tell you where they grew up on, like, what their favorite is. If you grew up in Texas, you're always gonna say Whataburger. If you grew up in California, you're always gonna say In and Out. So someone that's from Puerto Rico, I wanted to know what their opinion is, because they come and visit all the time. And he said Five Guys. So his favorite was Five Guys, he said. Um, One question, LOL. How can you tell on Flowago if they are opening new positions? If there's a way. That goes with the other question here. Someone had asked, who was it? Someone had asked how we see unusual volume, unusual contracts and stuff. Let me pull up my flow algo here, guys. Cool. So this is my flow algo here. And so we have this tool, and I'm actually an affiliate for Flowago. So this is my son's Nerf gun fund. If you guys sign up for the Flowago using my link, the link is like in all my YouTube videos, and then also on the website as well. So I would appreciate it. My son appreciates it, so he could buy Nerf darts to shoot me with. So yeah. But this is pretty much what we're looking at. I didn't get to kind of watch flow as much this last week because of the way that we were trading. Wasn't able to listen to it. I didn't have it like playing out loud. But basically, what you want to see is like these ones here, these purple ones are pretty significant ones on here, and then also the golden ones. I don't think. Oh, here's a golden one. So IWM calls right here. So that's a very significant one as well. And then whenever you just start seeing lots of the same ticker being bought up, you could kind of make an inference on what direction or what the market makers are trying to do. Right here, this area, this is actually the top open interest changes. They actually have a full little section for this. So you can see right here, they put the ticker, so AMC, right? There's a lot more of these 11 calls that were bought. Let's see, AMC as well right here. Another 16,000 of these 15 calls. So you could kind of see what the open interest is when they change, when it changes in here. This is really nice to be able to see on here as well, okay? XPEV, GameStop, obviously. PLTR, we're going to talk about this here in a little bit. So these are 23 puts. So lots of people betting on those 23 puts right there. More AMC down here as well. So that's good. And then there's also unusual volume. So that goes along with what the other guy, I forgot your name, whoever asked for this, but this shows as well unusual volume for tickers in here too. So RKT, FSR, our big ones, Airbnb too, ARKK. So you could kind of come in through here and be able to make inferences on the way that this goes. Makes sense? Yeah. Okay. So to go with that, the way Latoya is saying, how do I look at how about the open interest or volume? Do you look at this for selecting the options contracts? Kinda. Man, they were definitely getting a little bit deeper into the goods here. This is a golden nugget. So, let's see. Basically, what you want to remember is that the option market is what actually drives the underlying equity market, right? And I'm going to try to make sure that I explain this as clearly as I could. So please stop me if there's any type of confusion. Whenever there's out the money call buying, right? So someone has to sell those calls. If the ticker starts moving past that area of those calls that are being sold that are high open interest, then the market makers or whoever sold those contracts, they have to cover that premium by actually buying more of the ticker. So that you guys all know this by the gamma squeeze that happened on like GameStop and AMC and things like that, right? So that's what happens, right? So that's what happens, and so that's what happens right now on all the tickers, on every ticker like this. Like if you take a look and actually, Darian, is that picture that you showed me, that picture that I needed from you last week, is it? Are you still here? Boom, boom, boom. I don't know where that picture went, but I want to show it to you. That Tesla chart, or Tesla just with you. There it is. All right, so this is the chart for not this past week, but the week prior for Tesla, and this is where I got chewed up on Tesla. Right, so I'm going to show you so you guys can learn from my mistakes. Okay, so right here on this is Tesla right here. So these are the 780s right here, right? So here's 800, and then we're looking at the open interest right here. So the open interest for these 800 calls right here was 14,026 right here, right? So you guys could see this, right? So it's 14,026, and then to the downside here on the puts, you could see if you come further down right here, the biggest open interest that they had here was the 750s. So 750s right here, and then you also have bonus these 770s, these 775s. So there's an open interest there, right? So if you come and you take a look as far as like the chart from that week, right? And I'll bring up Tesla. So this is, let me change back to my normal thing here. Where is it? All right. So this is Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, right here. And this day, right? So basically what we saw was this. So let's actually move a little bit further out so I could tell you what my thought process was. So this is what we kind of saw right here, right? So we had this huge move up, couldn't make it over 900. We had this huge flag and this compression going sideways on the bigger time frame, where this was just kind of ranging, and I thought that we were going to break up, but we had held the support really well, and we rejected towards the 900 really aggressively here all this time right here, and then also right here. So Then we started making these lower highs right here and the lower lows coming to the downside, right? So in this area, so if I come, so the way that we were talking about Tesla, the way that we're talking about the volume profile, right? And it's gonna show as skewed from that day. But there was a low volume node because of this gap right here. There wasn't as much volume that was being done in this area. So if it was to break this 800, this 775, I was looking for 700 all the way down here for me to get this like almost $100 move. I was just seeing like, dollar signs, right? I wanted it to break the support, get down here. And so what I did is on this move, pretty much all week, I was trying to chase this to break to the downside and break down, right? So I got it right here on this pop up, moved down, it got bought up, right? On the support, got pushed up. Up here at 820, same thing right here. Lots of supply got broken down, down right here, right? So where I want to tell you where the mistake was is that although all those 800 calls, whenever this was down here on Monday, they wanted to buy those 800 calls in order for this to come further up and for those to expire in the money, right? So, but they got bagged. So they got bagged in here. They got, they were allowed to move the price up here, get really aggressive with those 800 calls, and the market makers that sold all those 800 calls, they need to have those contracts expire under 800. So they did everything that they could this day to push the price action under this 800, and they kept it under there all the rest of the week. So yeah, I moved up a little bit here in pre-market. Even right here, it got up to 800 and it rejected really hard. And it's because of those open contracts that were right here. They needed these to expire worthless, or else they were going to have to cover those calls by buying more of the equity. So instead, they were able to short and push the price further down. And then to the downside, we were talking about the open interest right here to the downside, right? So there was 12,000 right here on the 730s, 750s. Where is the 750s? 750s right here at 12,000, right? So then we also have these 7,000 that's being done. Let me see. Yeah, 7,000 that's right here on the 780. So that was your next area down that has kind of bigger, because if you look from 800, there's the 800s obviously is going to be big, but then these are a lot smaller. The 780s are a lot, there's more volume there. So what the market makers and the option dealers were trying to do was to get the tickers to move to where the price action would expire at about 780. And so I was playing this all week, trying to get to this move to the downside. And I didn't realize, and I didn't take a look as far as where that open interest was. And if I would have known that the open interest was so big here at the 800, but then that support was here at that 780, then do you think that you think that it would have mattered? Do you think I would have stayed in this trade all week and got chopped up on this going sideways? Hell no, right? They did absolutely freaking perfect doing this to a T. They bagged everyone here at the 800s on Monday, right? They backed everyone right here. They'll move up. Everyone bought those calls, thinking it was just going to bounce and go up. Nope, they're underwater here on those 800s. Everyone that bought those 800 contracts. And then on the puts had to expire under 780 in order for them to be in the money. And what did they do? Like this close right here is what? 781, dude. Perfect. Market makers won, game over. They did absolutely perfect on the way that they managed that. And then what happened on Monday? As soon as the market makers made their money and they were able to capitalize on those moves, they dropped it. The market came off and they dropped it because they were able to actually make that money, and then they dropped it, and then we're able to make more money to the downside. All right. So, and the same game happened last week where everyone was buying these 700s, right? So everyone was buying these 700s down here, and then they did a really good job as far as keeping it under 700. Because right now, if you were to look at we can't see it no more, but if you were to look at the 700 calls, everyone tried to do the same thing. This is exactly the same thing that happened the week before. Dropped it down, move it, bounce it so everyone buys the 700s, bag everyone that has the 700s, and pull it to the downside. Market makers win again. Does that make sense? So you got to think inversely to be able to look at that open interest to see where where the open interest is and where the market makers need to move the ticker in order for them to stay profitable, and to read that story and read that book of where the price action needs to move to. Does that make sense? You guys are scaring me. Just went on a big old tangent without anyone saying anything. I hope that answers your question, and that's like something that a lot of people don't know that won't be able to explain, and to show you that the options market is actually what moves the actual equity market. If you don't believe so, this is a perfect example, and all you have to do is follow those footprints on where those contracts are being sold. Cool. I should actually go back and chop that up. What do the purple ones mean? What purple ones? The purple candles? Or the purple on here? Yeah, so don't get caught up though on just reading flow, right? So flow algo is just a tool. So you could use a hammer as a saw, but you're not going to get very far using it as a saw, right? You have to know how to use it. So make sure that you are knowing how to use your tools, when to use it effectively and efficiently, and what to look for. So, and it's a acquired skill. So it does take a little bit for you to build that intuition for it. Have I listened to Confessions of a Market Maker? I've listened to like one episode, but that's it. The purple ones of Flow Algo, those are the unusual ones. Cool. Lots of info on this one. We haven't even gotten to tickers really for this week, so we'll go ahead and do that now, guys. I already went over Workhorse, WKHS, and Zoom. So Zoom to the same thing that we were talking about. I think that I think they're going to miss earnings. We'll see. Obviously, I'm not betting on it, before earnings, but I think this is going to drop down. We have this gap down here in order to fill down to 300. So this will be a pretty nice trade if we could go like that. All right. Hit the likes. Yeah, appreciate the likes, guys. It does help me out a lot for the YouTube algorithm and everything. And a lot of people think, oh, this dude don't know what the fuck he's talking about, bro. But I know a thing or three about a thing or three, I guess. All right, so other tickers, so Zoom, WKHS, NIO, earnings this week as well. If we break on NIO here to the downside, so we have absolute bottom right here, this 38.30, and then there's a little bit of a gap right here as well, so down to 35. So looking for NIO here to the downside too, especially with Tesla, how weak Tesla has been showing over the last couple days. Last week or so. If Tesla starts continuing to the downside as well, breaking the 650, now Tesla may range in between the 650 and 650 and 700 a little bit, and then maybe the market moves a little bit further down. But there's some important dates here this week that we have to keep an eye on, and then we may break down a little bit more. So we'll see. But on that EV sector especially as well, so like the CCIV, right? CCIV beaten down quite a bit here at the support level. Not necessarily any type of gaps down here, but pretty beaten down. And then what was the other one? Ally Lee. Right here, yeah. So cool. Those are those. And then Fubo also has earnings this week. Fubo has a pretty nice short interest, guys. I think it's like 26%. Definitely trying to get this going to the upside. Maybe try to squeeze. We'll see. The whole Roku, Netflix, streaming type services have been doing really well. So we'll see if this could get the catalyst to try to move to the upside, to start getting that squeeze moving. That may be pretty nice because we already have this double bottom right here. And so if it holds this double bottom and tries to start squeezing up, this will be really nice right here on this Fubo So see if the earnings could incite that kind of short squeeze. Bueno. Exactly, dude. So, and I wish more people would listen. People don't listen to that part of it. They just see the ticker and they just see dollar signs on, wanting it to move up, but they don't understand how the derivative market actually influences the actual equity market in order for it to move, and we are in control of it. So, us purchasing and buying the premium, because if you get a market maker that's stuck, and you start buying an equity on to the upside, and they have to start covering, then they have to buy too, and you just have a whole fucking shit show of people buying when they shouldn't have been. So that's what forces moves like the original GameStop move and the AMC and all that. So if you guys follow Team 3D Stocks, all day fades, he talks about that a lot. He talks about that a lot in his tweets, is that you should always ask yourself who is trapped in this trade right now. So who is trapped in this trade and who is trying to get out? Because there is always someone that is trapped in the trade, and there's always someone that's making money off of the people being trapped. Cool. You have to think like Battleship. There's millions of other people sitting on their side of playing Battleship, and you're sitting here watching their moves, and you got to think inversely of the way that you're doing, just like chess. If they're going to move this to one area, this is how I'm going to react at this area, because this is what they're trying to do. All right. What is your go-to signals when looking at motion and decision to enter a trade? So it depends what kind of trade I'm getting into. So most of the time, I want to buy at a support or resistance level. A support level if I'm going long, a resistance level if I'm going short. You want to buy, so that's where the whole buy the dip, and then his name is All Day Faders, Team 3D Stocks. So his @ is Team 3D Stocks. Tell him I told you to go follow him. So, but he releases he does a whole bunch of nuggets. And it's kind of cool because our journeys were a lot the same. We both traded small caps. We both shorted small caps, and we both moved over to the option market. And so it's really cool to see how he comes up with things, and it matches up with me too. So, so signals again, yes. So like that's where the whole buy the dip thing and then all that comes from. So you want to be buying at support and selling at resistance. None of this breakout shit, dude. I'm sure a lot of you guys, especially the newer guys, were buying breakouts because of the volume and just the momentum that was happening before this week. As you notice, it doesn't work. It works well until it doesn't, and when it doesn't, you're freaking screwed. So that's why you want to be able to buy at support. And will you get stopped out? Probably, more than likely. Absolutely, you may get stopped out a lot more. But are you going to lose a lot less doing it that way? Absolutely. You're probably only going to risk pennies on the dollar instead of you getting trapped on a false breakout. So please buy at support, sell on resistance in those areas. So whenever you buy at those levels, whenever you buy, your position should walk into profit quickly. So something, if you guys read the Reminiscence of a Market Operator book by, I think his name is Edwin Lafleur, and it's actually the account of Jesse Livermore. One of his things was that your trade, if you properly entered, should always walk into profit very, very quickly. If you're in a trade and it just kind of keeps on going sideways, and kind of goes and is kind of tickling your stop at point, you shouldn't be in that trade, because it isn't that, obviously your entry wasn't good enough, and it's not proving that it's going to go in the direction that you're in your favor, the way that you want it to move. So you could always exit a trade, even if it's break even, a little bit of a loss or a little bit of profit, and then when it sets up a little bit better, you could always re-enter. So when I enter a trade, I want to see that support is level, support is holding, the volume is increasing, and the direction is going in my favor very quickly. Cool. That as well, yeah. So that's what we always talk about in my room as well, is that So old resistance should turn into new support and vice versa. Cool. If you guys have any other tickers, I know someone was asking for MMM all stream. I appreciate you being patient. 3M. Can you tell me why you want me to look at 3M and why we're looking at this? Ooh, they won a patent dispute this last week. UNH. Okay, cool. Those. So looking at this MMM, this 3M. So this is old support, right? We just got done talking about this support. This is new resistance right here, right? Resistance. It already rejected here this one time. This 180 right here, 185 is going to be a big area in order for it to break. If it could break this and continue with a higher volume, then absolutely this could get going here pretty aggressively for it to move up. So, but it needs to increase that volume in order for it to break. To the upside. Would I buy down here at the support levels? Yeah, just like we said, buy at the support here at 175, risk right here, right under 174. And then is your risk to reward on point on this? Absolutely, right? So you're risking about $1, a little bit over $1 in order for you to make $7, $8. So your risk to reward ratio is definitely on point with this trade as long as you buy in the dip and not the breakout. All right. Cool. So that one is that. And then UNH. What do you see in UNH, dude? Because, actually, I'll take that back. I will take that back. Touche. I do like this compression right here. So it is showing that this did come in and put this base, and now it's starting to try to curl up. Lots of resistance, obviously, right here towards this volume area right here, right? So towards this 338 or so. Needs some momentum and more volume to go. It had a pretty big day right here on Friday. Just needs some more of a volume to continue going further up. So if it goes, so it's going to be hard in order for it to do it. All right. So, but I do like that it's already showing the compression. It's already showing the direction it wants to break out in. So is this a good buy here in this area? Yeah, absolutely. So I do like it. Just make sure you mitigate your risk on it. GSAT. GSAT. All right, so this is going sideways, right? Yeah, this one too. Compression, cross to the upside. It did cross to the downside a little bit, and now it's starting to try to curl up. So you'll have to be mindful of that, but it did come and fill this gap. I like that it did come back and test and fill this gap, and then now we put in this higher low. So we are trending in the right direction. Obviously, in this day, I don't know what the heck happened, but lots of volume up here towards the 240. This is going to be the area. This $2 and 240 needs to break above it and go higher than that. All right. UNH, cool. Awesome. MVIS, we talked about this a little bit today in our study session. If you guys look at my Twitter, I was calling this since December 15th at $4 for it to get to 12. And I was a little pissed off when Hindenburg put a hit out on it. But nevertheless, we prevailed on it. I think a lot of the, someone was saying that there's a website where you could see the biggest holdings of the biggest talked about tickers on Wall Street Bets, and this is one of them. I believe there's also rumors going around of Apple acquiring them for technology for self-driving cars and EV vehicles. So that's nothing to slouch on, guys. That's pretty big news. But I really actually like this. I really actually like this setup right here. So we have this. Resistance in this little flag rest area right here came in head and shouldered, right head, left shoulder, right shoulder, and then pulled back here to the support. So I like this to start going sideways. Can it still dip to this bottom right here? Yeah, it could dip to like 13 or so. That would be okay if it does it, but I would like it to build this base in this little area that I planned out here, and then for it to start running back up to here as well. So I do like it. I don't know I don't think the short float is too big on it. I think someone was saying that the short float was really big on it. Everyone pulled out on it, I believe, because if the way I was looking at it, there's no one else to squeeze out. They squeezed everyone out. So, I mean, it would just be organic longs now at this point. Yes, I want to talk about this PLTR. Let's talk about this PLTR here, guys, because Kathy Wood is, I don't know what her problem is, dude. I don't know what her deal is. Let's see. I don't know if you can hear the music. Adam is over there bumping. He's in his fills. He's playing Sam Hunt. I'm trying to find where she bought. Oh, here it is. All right, so this is the one from Friday, I believe, right here, guys. Damn, there's a small on this one. Oh, here we go. So, let's see here. PLTR right here, 867,000. And then there was one where I was seeing, I think it was like 5 million, wasn't it? There's, she bought a lot. Oh, right here, 2 million, excuse me, 2.5 million. So 2.5 million PLTR and 800,000 as well on another one. So she's definitely loading up on it. So who knows if she's just absolutely batshit crazy or just going through menopause or what the hell's going on with her. But I'm not misogynistic or anything. Please don't sue me. It was a joke. I'm sorry. So on this PLTR, what I do want to show you as well is that also on the bounce sec, what I was looking at right over here, I was going over this with my guys earlier, is that this is to be expected. So we had kind of planned for this. So if you come and you take a look right here on this on the ownership, these are all the executives for PLTR, and their lockup expired on February 19th. So the Monday after they reported their sales of their stock from the lockup, and that's what we expected. So they want to get paid for taking their company public and all the hard work that they've done, and that attributed to the price going down a little bit. And then whenever this started moving up right here, I think it was this day and then also this day, that was why we didn't have enough momentum in order for it to break. The move was being sold into by all the executives being taking profit on them on that lockup. So now the executives are all fat and happy. They got paid. The lockup expired, right? Now this faded down a little bit further because of the everything that's going on as far as the overall market. But I do like this. I actually do like this. I don't think it's too bad of a play. We have this support here. It did dip a little bit further here, but support. Now it's holding this 23 here a little bit better. So is it starting to curl up? Absolutely, right? So this could definitely see where this is starting to move up as well and start making these moves to the upside. So do we have room to continue coming to the downside? Absolutely. We do have a little bit of a gap down here, down to $20. If we start breaking this 23, we do have that area that it could break down to. But if it does hold this 23 area, then we can still see this start making a move to the upside. And as far as on the options and everything here, there's definitely lots of calls that are being bought and sold. So this PLTR you could see at $30, the open interest right here. So yeah, $30. There's 21,000 open interest there. So we'll have to see how the market makers start try to manage that. So that's for this week. If the momentum starts taking out the $30, and then also we have 12,000 here at 26. Well, it could definitely start making a bigger run, but they're going to do everything they can as far as this week to at least keep it under 26. Make sense? Absolutely. We're moving over to Dallas. I'm gonna probably be going out there next week just to start getting some stuff in order. But we will be there, dude. Can you talk about the LiDAR stocks? I don't know what all of the LiDAR stocks are. I just know um, that one we just talked about. Still heavy on long on DE. Lots of new tech. I don't know what this one is. DE. Haven't heard much about it. I've been trying. Oh, Deere, John Deere, dude. If they could make an electric fucking John Deere or autonomous tractors, that would be fucking sick, bro. So MBIS. Yeah, we talked about that one, and then also CCIV as well. Um, Also putting in this base right here. So see if it could stay above this 30 and then start making this move up. So if it gets over 40, we have this gap right here, in between 40 and like 50. So let's see. Ooh, J&J. That would be a good one to look at tomorrow with their news that they came out with the vaccine. Absolutely, dude. Cool. I think that's it, guys. I don't think there's. Is there any other tickers? I'm all like, I just realized my picture. I'm all in the dark. Um, cool. I hope you guys enjoyed today. Lots of information, lots of tips that I don't usually give out and people don't usually talk about. I hope you can use them to your advantage. Like I said, the if you guys need a new broker, you guys are tired of the whole game, the games that the games that Robinhood put out. You can sign up for Venom if you're under 23 with a $3,000 account minimum, 5,000 if you're over that, and then Cobra if you have a bigger account. All right. So make sure you look at that. And then if you enjoy the content, if you enjoy the way that I teach, and you want more, you want me to teach you and mentor you and try to get you to be consistently profitable, sign up for the $299 lifetime membership. We will get you rolling, okay? That's going to be good until the market opens tomorrow. Um, all right, so my brother, are you a weak bias on the market this coming week? Not yet, not yet. I know that there. So as far as well, I'm more see what happens. I like to see the confirmation on what's going to happen here. I think that I think the market is going to get back some chasers here to the upside and then come back and drop it down. So we'll see though. We will see. Under 25 is 3K minimum and over 25 is 5K minimum on Venom. Thank you very much, Darian. So if you do sign up for it, make sure you tell them that Cruise at New Age Wall Street. Ask for either Chris, Dan, or Chad, and they will get you set up over there at Venom, okay? Um, so if you're under 25 years old, you only need $3,000 to fund a Venom account. And the bonus to that is you could actually use DAS and you get the market data, you could get the a level 2 market data in order to be able to retape and everything, and that's been a lifesaver this week, guys. So, where we could see the selling and things like that, and it's a lot of my room has been loving the tape reading as of lately as well. We do live tape reading, so you guys don't get that on you don't get the full book on Webull or even Robinhood and things like that. So exactly. I think our bear trap. I think we're headed for a bull trap. I think so. I think they're gonna trap some bulls up here towards the 385 again, and then come further down. but we'll see. That's just a guess. Obviously, I don't have a crystal ball. That's just what I think is going to happen. Cool, guys. I hope to see you guys in the room if you sign up. If you sign up for the lifetime membership, you guys take it easy. I hope you guys had a great weekend. And come back on Friday. We'll do TJF live stream at 9 a.m. Eastern. We'll trade live together, and it'll be a lot nicer this week since I'm at home and I got everything here. So we'll have a good time doing that as well. All right. But you guys take it easy. You have a great rest of your evening. All right. See you guys.